Okay, we're going to reconvene. For the Midtown filing 12, reconvene the land use portion of the public here. I have a question for staff, if you could clarify. In the agreement, you alluded to a few things that are different than what have been done in the past to ensure compliance and enforceability. Can you please go through summarize some of those key provisions?
Yes. So in Midtown, one of the things that we have in our standards as a may but don't usually utilize is collateral and requiring bonding for park improvements. So in this case, we required bonding for the park improvements of $4.5 million. In addition to that bonding, we included a phase certificate of occupancy with the park improvements. So initial park improvements, which include hardscape and softscape trail, as well as grading, have to be completed before certificates of occupancy on Block 1 are issued, which is 47 homes. And then in the agreement, we all park improvements, which includes all the landscaping, the ball fields, that those have to be are completed before the other two blocks, which are blocks 2 and 3, are given certificates of occupancy, which is 60 additional homes. So they only get 47, and then when they finish their entire park, they get the additional 60 homes.
Okay. I'm going to make a statement, and then we'll see if there's a motion. I will say that I've been following this one very closely, like I said, for well over 10, 15 years, and I have concerns and listened to the community over and over again about the promises that were made and not delivered, or delayed, I should say. Promises delayed rather than not delivered. And I do believe, and I agree with some of my colleagues, that our staff has worked really hard to address some of these issues as best they can. I'm glad to finally see that we have some commitments backed by dollars and bonds that weren't there before. I do think it is frustrating to see more housing development come in consistently and have the public amenities pushed to the back. And I commend staff for pushing that up a little bit. 47 units might be able to open, but that's only after people will be able to use the trail system. And over the winter, they're not going to probably use the softscapes much anyway, but I still have general concerns about how this has been done in the past. Moving forward, though, there was a particular piece that I heard from Commissioner Buck I think is pretty dispositive for me, is to be perfectly frank, I care more about getting the park done before the houses. So delay the houses as long as you want. I want that park done as soon as possible for the people that have been waiting. But the longer we delay those houses also, the increased costs are going to go up for the people that are going to be eventually moving into our community. And if we can try to get those, we know there's a lot of pressure right now for us to increase supply. I'm going to support this, but I got to say that we owe it to the neighborhood to specifically stand with the developer, with the Metro District, with our staff and each other in front of a room of really upset people and explain what's going on and give them timelines, give them some specifics on what's going to be done and when. And after better understanding what our staff did to go above and beyond the normal agreement, I feel comfortable to support this. But I wanted to make that statement clear that the neighborhood is tired of the constant delays. And we owe them the courtesy to stand up in front of them, shoulder to shoulder, and own the decisions that we've made. Thank you.
Yeah, I have a quick comment, and then I'm happy to make the motion if I don't see anyone else on the speaker list. I really appreciate how long this negotiation has been, and I appreciate the bonding in particular, so that that just symbolizes that if for whatever reason you're not able to make your construction timelines, and you have we have any concerns, the bonds are there in place, both to help the county as well as the Metro District complete the promises. So thank you. That means a great deal, because you're putting your money where your mouth is to complete this for the final phase. So thank you so much. Those technical details are appreciated. As a former Westminster City Council, I'll avoid putting my dollar in the jar on what happened to the various grocery stores and why they're not there. I would hope that our economic development team takes that seriously, that there is an ongoing grocery desert along this corridor and continues to be a concern for all the residents. But all of that said, it feels like all the concerns have been met, agreements have been signed, and it passed planning commission. And with that being said, I'm happy to move for approval. Any other hands up? So I move to approve the subject request, PRC 2020-8, with 20 findings of fact, 3 conditions, and 2 notes to the applicant.
Chair, I'd like to second that.
We have a motion and a second. Okay, that passes. Please accelerate that timeline as fast as possible for our people, and look forward to maybe a town hall with them.
Yeah.
The
Thank you for
neighborhood.
also not letting the plants die. So
And not
that's
letting
good
the
too.
Thank you. We are adjourned.